Hey everybody, it's Russ with Droningaboutnw. I have introduced myself a couple times on the very beginning of a few of my videos, but I really want to also introduce my history of drones, where I started to where I am now. First, I'm going to briefly talk about that, go over the few drones that I've collected over the years. Then I'm going to talk about the secret code word, Mavic Pro 2, Phantom 5, that will both be coming out this year. After that, I really want to go into, and you guys can tell me with your comments as well, what do we want from the drones past that? What do we want from the drones coming out 2, 3, 4 years in the future? Do we want drones that record audio? Do we want drones that are filming now in 12K, because eventually 12K TVs will come out? What are we looking for? I want your guys' thoughts. I'm going to share some of mine. Let's get into it. This is my first drone. As you can see, it has taken a couple spills, and this one is broken as well, taped together there. One of my prop guards is also broken over here. This is the Spy 007. It's also technically, I think, the Nighthawk DM 007 drone. My wife got it for me for Christmas 2.5 years ago. I loved it. I think it was like a $50 or $60 drone. It's really not expensive. I crashed the crud out of this thing all over the place. Worst crash was onto my current neighbor's house right after we had bought this house that we're living in now. I was over here and I was doing some filming of them doing the construction and stuff, and all of a sudden a gust of wind just literally blew it onto the neighbor's roof within like 3 seconds. So I literally used a piece of rebar that was about 12 feet long, a golf ball grabber. I don't know if any of you guys golf, those things that you can extend out numerous times. It gets about 12, 16 feet long. A golf ball grabber. And then also just kind of like the gift wrap roll. And I kind of got it wet so it would be a little floppy. And that's what I kind of used to hit it. And I literally just spent like an hour just reaching way up 30 feet in the air on a 2-story roof, knocking this thing off the roof. Anyways, got it back down. It flew all right, but honestly, the batteries on this thing, they aren't the best made. They went bad. They stopped working very well. They'd fly for about 3 or 4 minutes and then it'd be out of battery. So I kind of got tired of this. I wanted to move up a little bit. My next drone was about 1.5 years ago, and it was this. This is the Hubsan X4 Desire. It was fun. Honestly, what's really funny is I had this thing for about 2 months before I upgraded to another one. It was better than this, but it was still not really what I wanted. It went about 250 to 400 meters away, but honestly, what really made me upgrade, my next upgrade, was letting my friend's kid play with the drone, and he literally just did the down and out thing first. And it was 50 feet in the air, and it just killed the drone, and it just dropped from the sky like a rock. Never really worked right after that. So this thing, it flies all right, but the camera doesn't work on it anymore. You get nothing, no FPV, it won't record, nothing like that. So I could probably have fixed it, but whatever. I really wanted, so I got, because I thought Hubsan was an amazing product and they were gonna beat DJI, shows how much I knew about drones at the time. Got the Hubsan 502S. Now this drone, I have been flying for the last 1.5 years, and I loved it. I love this drone. It would go about 500-600 yards away, almost all the time. You're never really going farther than that anyways. It took decent video. Thing is the camera down here is fixed on the drone. So if you get wind, it's gonna have wind. If you get, you're moving forward like this, moving backward like this, it's gonna go forward, it's gonna go backwards. So the camera didn't have that gimbal action and stuff like a lot of the Phantoms and the new Mavic Pro that came out right after I got this and stuff. And I was always looking at that stuff as, oh, I'd love to get there someday. I'd love to get there someday. So this year when the Mavic Air came out, I talked to my wife and she told me to go for it. Thank God she did, because I got the Mavic Air, and this thing, I have had it for, let's see, about 1.5 months now. I love this thing. This thing is so amazing. For what you get for just under $1,000. I mean, this thing, it's got the gimbal on the camera, it folds up, it's so portable. The biggest thing about this is that it is absolutely portable. I love it. Drone technology has come a super long way from, come on now, gimbal cover. All right, has come a super long way from this. Because when I got this, I think what, the Phantom 3 was about the best thing out there? Phantom 3 standard. There was no Phantom 3 advanced or plus or anything like that, just Phantom 3 standard. Phantom 2 was still what most people had. The Phantom 3s were the biggest, best thing that everybody was getting. It's getting big, and everybody's talking about it, and everybody's showing the same pictures. I'm not going to show you the same pictures. The Mavic Pro 2 and the Phantom 5, they are going to come out. Of course they're going to come out. No company ever says, well, this is the last thing we're ever going to make, and we're not moving from this, and it's going to stay forever. No, they're going to always make new things. They're always going to make better things. They're going to make different things. Mavic Pro 2 looks amazing, but having just bought this, one, the wife would kill me. And I mean, she will kill me if I bought another drone. But two, I don't see it being enough for me, an average consumer who doesn't buy and doesn't get every single drone sent to them to review and stuff, like some of the bigger people do. It's just not in my wheelhouse. I think the next drone I may get, if I get another drone, because my wife might watch this, so I'm saying if, but I'll get another drone. But the next drone I might get, and it might not be right when it comes out, is probably going to be a Phantom 5. Having that bigger drone, yeah, it's a little more cumbersome, but man, if that thing has the fold-up legs where it has that 360 movable gimbal, that would be absolutely amazing. You could get some pretty crazy shots while keeping a very good focus on your subject. The camera, obviously, a 1-inch sensor is better than a 1/2.3, because a 1/2.3 does not mean 2/3, and it doesn't mean anything. It means 1/2.3, which means it's somewhere between 1/2 and 1/3. Let's talk about past the Phantom 5. Let's talk about past the Mavic Pro 2. Let's talk Phantom 6, Phantom 7, Autel, they're starting to come up. What are going to be the big things coming out years from now? Because right now, it seems like all you can do is better camera, longer life, make it a little quieter, which, by the way, it would be great if they could make drones a little bit quieter. Internal storage with the Mavic Air, I think that's something DJI is just going to do, and I think a lot of the other people are just going to start having internal storage on all their drones. Do you really need an hour and a half on a drone? It might be great for somebody who's shooting a wedding. It might be great for somebody who is doing a documentary or something like that. But for us average flyers, honestly, we're ready and we are more than able to bring that thing back, even filmmakers. At some point in time in your film, you are within 100 yards of yourself. If that battery life is getting low, you can bring it back. So really, is the battery life really going to be that big of a deal after a certain point? Are we going to get 12K cameras next? That might be really cool. I know they're starting to have some heavier up, the 5.7K TVs and stuff. But honestly, 4K hasn't really come into its own yet. It's still that Blu-ray before everybody had it at this point. So another thing I really would like to see in drones sometime is the ability to record audio. Now, obviously, we're going to have to get some really good technology with noise cancellation, because that's a really hard word to say. Noise cancellation. That may not even be a word, but I'm going to use it anyways. We need to get the sound of the props out of the audio before we can even try to record audio from hundreds of feet away, because the drone's probably not going to be right on top of somebody. I would really like to see that sometime. Can they do it? I don't know. I'm not a technology expert, but that would be something that would be really cool to see in the future. Okay, so guys, I have shared with you my past history of drones. I have shown kind of what I think is probably coming out with the current drones that are going to be coming out this year, the Mavic Pro 2 and the Phantom 5. Again, I think the Mavic Pro 2 will probably be coming out sometime in the next few months, very soon. The Phantom 5 will be coming out before Christmas. Everybody else is saying it. There might be another version of the Phantom 4 coming out that Ken Heron talked about a little bit. But honestly, we've also talked about what we want to see in the far future. I really want to get this conversation started, and I really look forward to what you guys think in some of the comments below. But also, please like, please subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thanks guys, have a great day.